All right, welcome. I just want to welcome everybody, and today's presentation is going to be on the AI Auto Trader, which is really extremely exciting automated strategy that runs on NinjaTrader 8. And we have a self-learning artificial intelligence component that I'm going to be covering today. So I'm glad you joined us. I just want to get the CFTC out of the way. I am not a licensed financial advisor. If you're not familiar with the risks associated with trading, please consult with a licensed financial advisor. Trading can be extremely risky. You could lose your entire account. So please consult with a licensed financial advisor. I am not one. With that being said, I always like to start the presentation off with a testimonial. And I know testimonials, sometimes I cringe when I see other presentations. And I wonder if they're genuine or not. But I can tell you, you could be rest assured that this testimonial is 100% genuine. This is from Marcia, and she's a member of our AI trading community. And the reason I wanted to kind of highlight hers is because if Marcy could do it, so could you, and so could I. Marcy was a complete newbie, completely green to futures trading. Didn't know what a futures contract was, or prop trading for that matter. And she came aboard and purchased the AI Auto Trader, completely green and totally new to trading. And knowing from being here at Right Line Trading over the last several years, there's always a learning curve when anybody starts a new system. Learning what the nuances of the system are, what the methodology is, maybe some functionality with NinjaTrader 8. And sometimes that learning curve can be quite expensive, okay? So Marcy had a incredibly short, may hold the all-time record for one of the shortest learning curves. And in her testimonial, which I'm not going to play in full, she highlights how the AI Auto Trader and our team and our community of traders in Discord were able to help her on her trading journey and get funded by, she's up to 16 funded prop accounts now. And she's only been with the AI Auto Trader for about 3 months now. And the learning curve was significantly shortened by this tool, the AI Auto Trader, that I'm going to be sharing today. So I just want to take a minute because I think it's important to know, who we are. Who are you putting your trust in and investing into this trading system with? And it's important to know that it's not me alone pulling the switches and flipping the levers. I'm really part of an extremely educated and experienced team of not only coders and developers, engineers, but also professional traders. So there's a really great diversity of experience levels on our team. And it's really been Right Line Trading's mission. And this has started about 14 years ago. Right Line Trading's been around for 14 years now. I've been with the company for about 10 of those 14 years. And it's always been our mission to provide our community with an edge over all other retail traders. Well, how do we provide you with an edge? Well, our software, our goal is to give you an indication of the future direction of price. And that's very valuable information. I always say it's kind of like having the winning lottery numbers the night before the drawing. Extremely valuable. We leverage those signals on the financial instruments every single day. What distinguishes us, one of the many things also that distinguishes us from our competitors, is we're really not Monday morning quarterbacks. How many of you have an inbox full of emails that say how much money, the guru made yesterday or last week? It's never in real time. So it always makes you think, did he really take that trade, with those amazing profits? So we're on the right edge of the chart, Monday through Friday in our live trading rooms and YouTube Live. And we're trading the systems that we've developed on a live market. So we're kind of putting our money where our mouth is. And along the way, we've really built a beautiful community of traders that consist of all experience levels, anywhere from the complete newbie to really seasoned professionals that are in this niche working, for other financial companies in this industry and just love our system and love our software. So having that community of traders of all skill levels is really valuable. Not only can you learn what's working at the moment, but more importantly, you're going to learn what's not working, where other traders made their mistakes and hit speed bumps and roadblocks. And hopefully it'll prevent you from making the same mistakes. So I just want to take just a quick second just to introduce the members of my team. First, our live professional traders. We have 2 futures rooms here at Right Line Trading. One is run by Mr. Craig Embry, who primarily focuses on the NASDAQ. He trades in our in the futures trading room, and you could find that on our website. We offer free trials to all of our trading rooms. The coupon code is 2-week trial. You can jump in for 2 weeks and check it out completely free of charge. Our prop trader is Mr. David Kushner, and endearingly, lovingly, we call him the Kush. The Kush and David Wise, who's our options trader. These guys are, listen, I don't know if they have ice water running through their veins or what, but they can kind of stare at the chart all day and not take a trade. It makes me think of, the old saying, if you go to the barber shop and you hang out in that barber shop long enough, sooner or later, you're going to get a haircut. It's kind of like staring at your charts with your finger on the trigger. Sooner or later, you're going to take that trade. But these guys, they have the discipline to wait for everything to line up. All of the technicals have to be lined up perfectly. There's no emotion. Once they enter the trade, everything is lined up perfectly, and they're going to stay into that trade until the technicals don't line up perfectly or they hit their profit target. So David Kushner is really a seasoned, experienced prop trader with incredible discipline. And David Wise, what can I say? I've known him for several years now, and I'm just amazed at his winning percentage. 90% win rate. Every time I say this, there's somebody that's listening to me that says, well, listen, can you put him on instead of you? But it doesn't hurt my feelings because I love David. And he's just such a professional. It's important to know he's a leader in the Reddit community of traders. This is a group that's 20,000 deep. And he has his name highlighted that he's a verified professional trader. That means they've verified his track record. And he's consistently maintained almost a 90% win rate. I think it's 88 or 89%. So behind the desks here, we have Mr. Brock Miller. Brock is my right-hand man. He's a college student. He's getting his degree in computer science. He helps me with everything here at Right Line Trading. I'd be lost without him. Mr. Charles Sider. He's got a master's degree from UCLA. He's our tech support. He also is a personal assistant with Sergio, who does our development. He also has a master's degree in computer science. And Mark Miller is the owner of the company, and he has his MBA from Cal State. And if some of you have been around and known Right Line Trading for a long time, you know that the founder of Right Line Trading was Mark Sachs. Mark Sachs was a brilliant guy. He had a master's degree from the University of Pennsylvania. He was a medical doctor. He was a mathematician. I call him a walking encyclopedia. One of the smartest guys I think I've ever met. And he built this beautiful foundation, this beautiful trading system with these indicators that are all based on mathematical modeling, extremely powerful. And he sold the company and he passed the baton. And I always picture a relay race, where you got to have that perfect pass off to win the race. And this was one of those perfect pass offs of the baton to Mark Miller, who turns out his experience lies in automation and robotics, and moving into this new phase, this AI revolution that's kind of sweeping over the country, it's sweeping over the world. Mark Miller finds himself as the owner of the company, and we're all in a great position because of it. He's a U.S. Army vet, and the most important thing to him is to instill those core military values into all of the facets, all of the departments here at Right Line Trading. And what I mean by that, and if anybody here's a veteran or a first responder, I just want to take a second and thank you for your service. My wife is an RN, and I consider her a first responder too. But any type of law enforcement, military, anything that you sacrifice yourself to help others, there's really something spiritual about that it gives me goosebumps. So that's really his, number one, if you're going to list things of importance, is that honesty, transparency, good old fashioned hard work. And I really respect that quite a bit from Mark. He's a man of God. I just want to briefly introduce the voice that you hear in the microphone today, right now. My name's Rory Powers. I'm a Syracuse University graduate. I reside down in South Florida. I've been trading the financial markets for about a dozen years now, and I've been with Right Line Trading for about 10 of those 12 years. And I'll tell you, I am an avid saltwater fisherman, and but I have to brag about the best catch that I've ever made, and she's right here, my beautiful wife. Her name is Christelle, and God has certainly blessed me with just a great wife, a great mother, and really, it's the biggest blessing that God's ever given to me, and my family included. With my two daughters, I have a 5.5-year-old and a 19-month-old who unfortunately is under the weather. We've been running to the doctor. She has an issue with her stomach, but God, we just love these girls so much. But I also want to share a picture of a recent fishing trip. I live right down by the Florida Keys, and this is the best place to be a fisherman. We took a recent fishing trip with myself, Mark Miller, and Sergio, and we caught some beautiful grouper, some snapper, and they had a restaurant right there where you park the boat when you get back in, and they'll clean the fish right after you've caught them, within the hour or two, and bring them out on this beautiful spread of different variations and recipes of how to cook fresh fish, and it was just absolutely delicious. So that's a little bit about myself, but I know you didn't come here to learn about me. So let's talk about the AI Auto Trader and really the genesis of really why we developed this AI Auto Trader is really the lack of consistency that we as traders all share. Listen, if you've had problems with consistency, if you've blown out trading accounts, you're not alone. I just want you to know and it's not your fault. 99% of the time, it's not your fault. You may be, someone like me who happens to be one of the world's worst traders. You might have these, what they call emotional issues or emotional problems, and I didn't really understand when I heard that term, and I always dismissed it. I heard another one in another presentation, somebody was talking about these emotional problems that traders have. And I picture a guy on his psychiatrist's couch, explaining where it all went wrong in his life. I just couldn't relate to what they were talking about. But come to find out that what they're talking about are human emotions. Okay. They're talking about human emotions, personality traits that as human beings we all share. And I'm just going to bring over my questions, and I'm not neglecting your questions. When I get through this presentation, I'm going to answer everybody's question, and I just want to be able to see them. So I see them now. So these emotional issues that we share as traders. I watched a presentation on an investor summit, and there was a gentleman by the name of Chris Vermeulen, and I'll never forget it because this is where it kind of all, it's like that aha moment. He talked about personality traits in regards to the trading and how they lend, whether they lend well or they don't lend well to being a disciplined, good trader. And come to find out that he did a study and he found that there's, core personality traits that every one of us shares, and we share them at a certain degree. For example, a few of the personality traits are emotional. This is somebody that's just very emotional, and that they don't make, they let their emotions override reason. Or you might have an analytic who has trouble making a decision because they want to analyze all the data first. They're thinkers. Well, there's about a 10 to 12 personality traits. Then, what I got to mention is the driver. I think of Mark Miller. The driver. Somebody wants to get it done, and he pushes others to go, go, go. Those are people that like to pull the trigger a lot. So we all have these personality traits to a certain degree in all of us. And Chris Vermeulen brought it to everybody's attention that only one or two of these personality traits lends well to being a good disciplined trader. So listen, if you suffer from these human emotions that don't lend well to being a good trader, they make us do things like revenge trade or overtrade or make impulsive decisions. Make decisions that are not based on the data. They're totally based on emotions, and I am guilty of being somebody that lets their emotions sabotage their own trading results. And without pointing any fingers, I've spoken to hundreds, if not thousands, of traders over the past 10 years, and 95% of us all share these same issues. So if you do too, you're not alone. Now, there's also, some of us have purchased indicators that just didn't work, or they didn't have a proven trading methodology, but we all know where it all leads to. And it leads to blowing out our trading accounts. Ouch. God knows that that's not a good feeling. So those emotional issues that we share as human beings are really what is sabotaging our trading. And as a solution, I have the AI Auto Trader. This is, like I mentioned, and I'll build a little bit of a foundation. This is, we've narrowed it down to two things that create trading success. Number one, we have to have the proper tool set that's going to identify risk, get us in at the best times where we have the most chance of being successful. And ideally, because we suffer from these human emotions, we want a trading system that can automatically get us in and out of these trades at the most opportune times. So to build that foundation, this is a system, as I mentioned earlier, that runs on NinjaTrader 8. It requires two things to run this system. It requires NinjaTrader 8 and a live data feed. As long as you have that, you could trade a sim account, a prop account, a live account. As long as it has an integration where you can connect with the NinjaTrader 8 platform, you're in business. Okay? So let's keep the ball rolling. So I just want to say that this AI, and I touched on it in my opening frame, but I want to retouch on it because it turns out that we happen to be in an AI revolution. And some people equate this, and I've listened to several speakers on this because I wanted to invest. I saw Paul Pelosi, a couple of years ago. He rotated a huge percent of his portfolio into NVIDIA. And at the time, I didn't see, I thought he was nuts. This company, NVIDIA, I never even heard of him. I only wish that I followed his lead then. Okay, but it's not too late. But NVIDIA, they hold like a 95% market share of artificial intelligence with the chips that they make. And the ongoing, um, the ongoing developments that they're making are really, they're groundbreaking, to say the least. It's working its way into just about every industry, making it more efficient and faster. And it's incredible, the power of artificial intelligence. But the main benefit that it does is it provides, it can calculate an enormous amount of data in seconds, where it would take us as humans maybe hours to be able to process all of the data and come out with a solution. I like to think of it as having a calculator as your mind while you're trading, looking at all of the metrics, all of the data analysis, of the technical analysis, to define risk and when to get into a trade. So anyway, NVIDIA, you can see what it's done just over the last year. This is a screenshot from today, October 25th. And the past year was up 243%. This year it's up 101%. And this thing is just continuing to climb to the moon. So listen, this AI revolution, I believe that we're just scratching the surface of the full capabilities of this technology. So the benefits from using this AI auto trader, what it does is it places your stop and your profit target in the most ideal locations. And I'm going to go into the logic in just a few minutes. One of the biggest knocks on automated strategies has always been that when market conditions change, the strategies go cold. They're not consistent. It might do well in a trending market, but when it gets choppy or it's ranging, we're going to lose all our money. We're going to lose all our profits. Well, with this AI auto trader, what this has is what we call self-optimizing inputs. We have technology that, based on the average true range of the market, the inputs of your strategy parameters are going to dynamically change based on the current market conditions. Now, that's a huge game changer right there. So if it's a trending market, your settings will be in one position, and if it's a ranging or a choppy market, it's going to pull your stop and profit targets way in, and it's going to dynamically change its inputs to be successful in the market condition, the current market condition. We also have, for prop traders, if you're a prop trader, we have what we call our customized prop trading templates, both for the evaluation stage and the performance account stage that I'm going to get into in just a few minutes. So we have a couple of, we have a very diversified portfolio of strategies. We're currently trading on all of the futures index equities. What I mean by the futures index equities, we're trading the ES, which is the S&P 500 futures, the NASDAQ, the Russell, and the Dow. These are extremely liquid instruments, so getting our fill is very easy and very little slippage most of the time. We also diversified into energy with crude oil and precious metals with gold. So the system does an excellent job of keeping its finger on the pulse of the market. We all know that these large hedge funds and large institutional money is always trying to keep risk at a minimal. And it's, we're in a very news-driven market. And based on these news reports that are released on a daily basis, they're rotating their equity from one asset class to the other in order to take risk off. And that's what our system is picking up on and capitalizing on your behalf. So I want to start by just highlighting some of our most powerful strategies. We have a strategy on the ES called the cash register. And the cash register, man almighty, it runs on a 5-minute. This is today's chart on this cash register strategy. It runs on a 5-minute data series. And this is a system that this morning, right at the open or pre-market, it jumped into a long entry and rode it all the way up with very little risk. It has maybe a 15 or 16, let's call it 16, a 4-point stop, and it's going for a 90 tick profit target. So on one big move up this morning, on that beautiful move up this morning, it caught a full winner and reached its profit limit by 11 o'clock this morning. So that was our ES cash register on today's market. Our methodology, the mandate that this system does is it follows in the trend that the institutional money is creating. How does it do it? It's looking at a disparity between uptick and downtick. It's also looking at a multi-time frame assessment of trend. When you see the background color of your chart go green, that means on a 10-minute and a 15-minute time frame, it's also trending to the upside. And we're also looking at a multi-time frame assessment of momentum. You can see my oscillator in the bottom of my chart. My relative strength index, my RSI line, is pinned to 100%. Well, when all of the parameters line up, it fires off a cross. And when that cross fires off, the yellow dotted line is the VWAP. We have to get our entry above the VWAP. So when that price gets above that VWAP with all of those other conditions in place, it fires that trade off and takes it for a ride straight up to the profit target. So that worked picture perfect this morning on the ES cash register. So to give you an idea of what we normally do each month on our top strategies, the ES 5-minute in the month of September on trading just one contract after commissions was up $3,591. $35.91 trading just one contract on the E-mini. We have another strategy called our ES30. It runs on a 30 range. And you can see my ES30 range today was up $987 today. That says ES Smart Stop 2. This is a strategy that one of our members, Robert, without mentioning any, other companies' names, but he's, with another company that's in this niche. He's a professional. He's a professional trader. And he's also a professional at optimization of strategy templates. He's an extremely valuable member of our community, and he's very generous with his work. He shares with our community, spends hours, and I have a session recorded with him. He was kind enough to allow me to record it so I can learn it, of how he does the optimization of these templates. And he shares with our community of traders these optimized templates that have just been absolutely crushing it. This is one that he shared with our community that was up about $14,000 in September, from September 19th to October 4th. And it was actually up to about 20,000 last time I spoke to him. We also have some, let me tell you, we've got some strategies on the NASDAQ that would absolutely blow your mind. On the retirement plan, today, the retirement plan, I'll show you a chart today. The retirement plan runs on a 2-minute data series on the NASDAQ. And these higher time frames, like a 2-minute, a 5-minute, have been doing really well in this current market environment. We have one also that's running on a 20 Unirenko. We call it the Mac truck. The 20 Unirenko is a huge, I'll show you the chart in just a second. It's a huge Unirenko bar that really eliminates all the static. But you could see the trades that this retirement plan took today. When the RSI line pops up over that 20% line, it's going to go into a long trade as long as my 50 is green. So it's not going to take a counter trend trade. It's only going to take a trend trade. When I cross down below, it didn't go short because I have a condition in my strategy parameters that prevents it from going short when my 50 is green. So it's not going to make a bonehead trade and take a counter trend trade with a green 50 and the market just shooting up. It gets a little bit of a retracement and then it catches the continuation into the trend. And it did a beautiful job right here. And it got one, it looks like at 7 a.m. this morning as well. So it was up $1,730 today, just trading one contract. Now, over the course of a month, from September 1st to September 30th, it was up $3,126.76, trading just one contract after commissions. What do I mean by a green 50? What I meant by a green 50 is, let me go back to the market open. We have our 50 EMA, which is this solid green line. That's a 50, like a moving average. A 50 EMA or SMA is the moving average that's headed green. It gives us an indication of the direction of the trend. And we also have a 15 EMA or SMA. It's really an EMA of an EMA, which is a smoothed out moving average, a smoothed out EMA. And we have, when our 15 and our 50 are green, that's a good indication that we're in a confirmed trend to the upside. The higher that 15 EMA is sloped, the stronger the trend and the momentum. It's really a great assessment of momentum. And you can see when that line slopes up, you know, our RSI line is just pinned to the top, and we go for a ride to the upside. So $3,126 on the retirement plan. A lot of people, when I do these presentations, they want to see a little bit further of a look back. So this is a look back of from January 1st to August 15th of about $39,000 on the NASDAQ. Oh, I also wanted to show you the 20U. Man, has this strategy been trading great. We have this beautiful template that we call the Mac truck. And the Mac truck, oh my goodness. Let me see if I could pull it up real quick. Let me show you what it's done this week. The Mac truck this week is up $3,527 on this big Unarenko bar. It's really been crushing it and not getting faked out and getting caught up in the static. You could see the beautiful signals for these entries. When that 50's red and we get that cross, it's going to go short. Now, it's not going to take a long trade with a red 50. It's only going to take a short trade. But to put into perspective the size of this trade, a Unarenko bar is not a time-based bar. It's calculated in ticks. So every new bar in the direction of the trend on a 20 Unarenko is 20 ticks. So 5 bars to the downside represents 100 ticks or 25 points. So you could see the size of this move. We go for 250 ticks, and we have extremely unique and clever ways to lock in profits along the way. If I open up my strategy parameters, what it gives us the ability to do is we've coded into the actual strategy parameters an ATM that's right inside that manages the trades for you. So it doesn't really look, let me see if I can load the Mac truck here. And all of these templates do come in pre-formatted form, so you don't have to worry about, hey, do I have the right inputs? So what this is going to do is we have the ability to, we give it a lot of room. We really, that's with this strategy on the 20 Unorenco, we have a 100 tick stop loss. So if you want to trade a micro on it and you're trading a smaller account, it's a good idea. But our first profit target is 200 ticks. But what we could do is once the trade goes 70 ticks, we can go to break even. And we can even put it in break even plus 20 or 30 ticks, let's say. So we'll lock in 30 ticks of profit once it goes 70 ticks. And then once it gets within 50 ticks of my profit target of 200, the stop is going to fly down and lock in 150 ticks of profit. So it's going to kind of act as two points to lock in profit. We're going to go to break even plus or minus, and then our profit window is going to move our stop again. So if we don't go the full excursion of 200 ticks, we're going to lock in some considerable profits along the way. So I wanted to just highlight, because I know prop trading has stormed onto the scene and it has some very attractive benefits for traders. The prop trading, I like to refer to our prop trading templates as prop trading on steroids, because man, this screenshot that you see here is taken right off of Mark Miller. He's the owner of Rightline. Right off of his workspace. This system gives us the ability to simultaneously trade up to 20 different Apex or whatever your prop firm is that runs on Ninja, up to 20 accounts simultaneously. It can trade at one time. That's why I like to refer to it as prop trading on steroids. But we have customized templates for both stages of the prop trading journey. Not only the evaluation phase, but also we have custom PA account templates that are very conservative and trade with very little risk. And really, the goal is just to make $100 or a few $100s a day and stop trading. For example, this week on our PA account template, it only took a few trades the whole week, and it's up about $330 for the week. But let me show you some of these one-day pass templates. The one-day pass templates, why we call them one-day pass, and I just want you to have an understanding. These are I would classify as aggressive templates to get you over the hump of passing the evaluation very easily in one trade. And the way we do that is, let's say, for example, you have a $50,000 evaluation account. Well, our profit goal is $3,000. We got to make $3,000, but we have this trailing drawdown, that's always moving up on us as our account grows, of 2,500. So we have to hit 3,000 before we lose 2,500 in order to pass our evaluation. And listen, it can be very time consuming. I did it the old fashioned way. It took me about 2.5 weeks, trading it one contract at a time. And it's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears and stress. This kind of eliminates all of that. What we do is our system optimizes the most profitable half hour or hour of the day for each instrument. And we scale up the number of contracts that it's going to trade. So let's say, for example, on the NASDAQ, on a $50,000 account, we can trade 10 contracts. And the minimum number of ticks in order to hit our profit goal of 3,000 would be 60 ticks. But we also have to account for commissions and slippage. So let's call it 62 or 63 ticks to play it safe. So we're going to trade one trade at the time of the day that historically the strategy does the absolute best. And we're going to let it take that one trade and go for 60 ticks with 10 contracts. And we have some strategies that are doing extremely well. In September, We had one on crude oil that was, I mean, almost like clockwork. Right around 10:30 or 11 o'clock every day, this thing jumped into a huge trade and won the one-day pass. It had a 77% win rate and had a profit of about $12,000. We also have another strategy on the NASDAQ one-day pass that was about a 50% win rate. I always like to underpromise and overdeliver, so I like to call it 1 out of 3, 33%. Statistically, mathematically, count on 1 out of 3. If you buy 3 evals with an 80% discount, a $50,000 evaluation is going to cost $33. So figure for every 3 that you buy, $100, you'll get a funded account. Okay, 1 out of 3. It's not a guarantee. It's just, I'm going by the statistics. And then we have our PA account prop trading strategy. And I'll show you. This is a good illustration. You can see this week it took very few trades, but when it takes a trade, it's very conservative. All of the conditions that our software defines as minimal risk, it has to have the red background bias, the 15 below the 50 red, everything perfect in order for it to take a trade. Because listen, once we've gotten through the evaluation, which if you don't use the one-day pass, it can be a stressful time to get through it. And we pay for the PA account. The last thing in the world we want to do at that point is blow out our PA account. So mostly everybody I talk to, their goal is to just make a few $100s a day. And we have some templates that we call our PA account templates. That's what they're designed to do. In the month of September, the PA account template has a beautiful equity curve with an extremely small drawdown. That made $1,780 trading just one contract. So remember, PA means performance account. The question was, what does PA mean? PA is just short for a performance account. Once you pass your evaluation and your prop firm, it rolls over into what they call a PA account. Your PA account is the account you can make withdrawals from. That's the one you can actually withdraw from. Tuan asks, what's the risk of trading futures? How does one manage that risk? Oh, that's a great question, Tuan. Risk is a huge something that we have to consider. And within our strategy parameters, we automatically can manage risk. And let me show you how we do it. We can automatically manage risk by, number one, we could set what our profit limit is. If our goal is to make $200 a day, we could set our daily profit limit to $200. If we want to only risk $200, we don't want to lose any more than $200, then we put our session loss limit at 200, okay? So I can also check off what they call a trailing. It's kind of like the prop trading trailing threshold. It's the trailing on the session loss limit. If I was to check that, let's say I go up $150 now, and I'm just $50 away from hitting my profit target, but then I go ahead and I give back $200, and now I'm minus 50. Well, if I have this input checked, and it's going to trail my session loss, if I've made 150, well, now the most I could do is come back to negative $50. So that's how we're managing our risk. And another way we can manage our risk. With trade management, managing risk, we have some very clever ways to do it that I touched on earlier. We also have a trailing stop, one of the other ways that we can control our risk. But I can send you some more information, Tuan, and regarding what's the risk of trading futures. It's very important to understand risk. So I want to go into very briefly, I want to go into the technology and the logic. I started, mentioning about the AI revolution and how our system integrates some really unique and groundbreaking technology. And I just want to take about 5 minutes, 4 or 5 minutes, without going too in depth, of telling you exactly what I'm talking about. What we do is, for each one of our strategies, we have what we call a bot and a drone. Every single one of our bots runs in tandem with what we call a drone. And the drone, when you think of a drone, you think of, something hovering above you in the sky that's taking a look and taking an overview shot of the landscape. That's kind of what this drone is doing. It's taking a trade in tandem with the bot, and it has a very wide profit target and a very wide stop loss. And it's getting into the trade, hovering over, and telling the bot what the average true range of the market is. In Ninja Trader talk, it's a little confusing. They call it the MAE versus the MFE. In layman's terms, it's looking at the average true range of the market. So it's telling the bot where the most ideal position would be to place its stop and profit targets in the current market environment. So while you're trading, these inputs will dynamically change based on the market environment. Okay, so being able to dynamically change, and when I say dynamically, I really want to be clear, automatically, while you're trading without your input, this is going to change its own inputs while it's trading. Mid-session, it's going to change. The reason why I touched on it earlier, this is a very news-driven market. We see these economic reports that come out. They have the CPI report. Well, in the morning, it's a ranging sideways market, and all of a sudden, Jerome Powell comes and releases his minutes of the FOMC or the CPI or maybe the crude inventory comes out, and all of a sudden you're on a rocket ship, and the market conditions change. So because of that, these are dynamically changing during the trading session. Not only is it optimizing where your stop and profit targets are, but very importantly, what it's also doing is the drone is running 23 hours a day on your computer. And what it's also doing, not only is it telling the bot the average true range of the market and current market environment, but it's also telling it what hours of the day historically it makes the most money. And I'll tell you what I mean by that. If we go back to our trade performance, they have what's called an analysis on the trade performance. When we deliver these strategies to you, what we do is, let me find one of the bots. We set up a separate SIM account for each and every one of the bots and drones. For each and every one of the bots and drones, there's a separate SIM account. And what it's doing is, not only when I'm going back, I don't want to confuse anybody, I'm going back to how it's going to tell the bot what are the best trading hours to trade. So the drone is running 23 hours a day, and Ninja Trader has what they call a trade performance. And we can pull up, because when we deliver the system, every strategy has its own unique account. So we can filter these out by the account. This one happens to be the 8 Unarenko strategy. And we could see from October 11th on a 2-week look back to the 25th that on the bottom, the illustration here is on the x-axis is the half hour of the day from 12 a.m. to 12 o'clock p.m. And it's telling us what half hours out of the day are the most profitable. Well, the drone is then going to feed to the bot the 3 most profitable trading session hours that the drone has, and it's going to eliminate all of these sessions, all of these half-hour intervals that you see are in the red, and it's only going to trade when historically it does the best. And what we found that it really optimizes the performance of these bots. If we don't have 3 profitable trading sessions, then it'll only trade with 2. It's only going to trade when this system is profitable. And that's the most important thing. So that's how we're able to dynamically change our inputs based on the data, all data-based decisions. So once we've integrated also what we call our pattern recognition within our strategy parameters, throughout the trading session, we have certain candlestick patterns that repeat themselves day in and day out. They become very geometrical. For example, one of the candlestick patterns that the system, looks at on a consistent basis are engulfing candles. If we're in a long position on a range chart, if we're in a long position and all of a sudden we get a bearish engulfing candle, it's going to immediately exit that trade and lock in profits as quickly as possible, so that trade doesn't come back and come back on you and hit your stop. So it does a really great job with this candlestick pattern recognition. So we've integrated not only the candlestick pattern recognition that can look at a number of different candlestick patterns, but it's also looking, these are some results. Using that pattern recognition, we have a strategy in September that uses what we call a smart stop. And several of our strategies now are using this smart exit. It's called the smart stop. And the NASDAQ, it happened to be one of our most profitable strategies last month, was up $5,635 using this NASDAQ pattern recognition smart stop. The advanced machine learning algorithm learns the most profitable times of the day to take the trades. And that's what I was going over just a little bit earlier. And I want to mention, last but certainly not least, is Steve. We have another member of our community, a really intelligent guy. He was kind enough to share with us what he calls the NQ Scalper. And man, this is a strategy that really I did extremely well myself with it. It's a really exciting strategy. It's a scalper on the NASDAQ, and he shared it with our community of traders. It was doing so great that we made it part of our portfolio of strategies. So those have been integrated into the system. If you decide to come aboard, those will be included. It's called the NQ Scalper. But the important thing to see here, I mean, everybody was having such a great time with them. And we stream all of our trading on YouTube Live. If you haven't had a chance to check us out, go to our YouTube channel, subscribe to our channel, and you'll get a notification. We go live every morning at 9:30, and you'll be able to see the system trade. And it's just, let me tell you, it's really a spectacle to watch. It's a lot of fun. But he was able to make it went up to over $20,000 last time I spoke to Steve. But he just last week, he had bought 3 $50,000 evals on Monday, passed all 3 on Wednesday, bought 3 more on Wednesday, and it was up 1,700 on those. So he had already been up $17,000. So this NQ Scalper is just really a lot of fun. And some of our best ideas and some of our best templates over the years, this isn't the first time. They come from our members, not from our team. So let me go over our special offer. I think I missed your question. I think I missed somebody's question. What's the risk? Oh, I think I answered that. Okay, yeah, Twan, I'm going to send you some more information. Very important that you understand risk, especially with trading. And I'm going to send you exactly what NinjaTrader makes you read and agree to. So let's do the special offer. I think, customer support is, in my mind, just as important as the quality of the product that you deliver. I can't tell you how many people that I've spoken to over the phone that's purchased products from other vendors that they get it without clear instructions, without tech support, without any guidance, very little guidance, and a lot of it you have to kind of use your own discretion, and it's really disheartening to see that. And we don't want anybody to ever be left in the dark. We know the frustration that you feel with buying something that doesn't work, and it's a horrible feeling, or buying something that you just don't know how to operate. And there's no one to give you guidance. So we're very keen on providing not only great customer support, but trading the system with you live on YouTube Live and making you a member of our Discord chat group. I want to just show you because I don't think it's fair to just show Marcy's review. But if you go to Trustpilot, you'll see a nice variation. Are people that really raving about not only our tech support, but our automated trading system. We have out of 95 ratings, we have, 97 ratings. We have a 4.5 star. We did get a couple of 1 and 2 stars, which is normal. It's very hard to make everybody happy. But for the most part, we really pride ourselves on providing excellent customer service and customer support. So don't be nervous if you're not proficient with NinjaTrader. We developed actually a tool that builds the whole workspace for you, but you'll never have to do it by yourself. Yes, we do provide you with a video and all pre-formatted templates of how you can do it yourself, but you don't have to. You could schedule a time within 24 hours of the time that you order. You're going to have a phone call and a remote support session. This is not only a white glove installation, but it's ongoing through the lifetime of your membership. You'll have that calendar link to always get ongoing support. So I think that's very important. We're going to include this weekend all of the prop trading templates. Whether you do the monthly, the annual, or the lifetime, you're going to receive everything. Actually, it's a $14.99 value, those prop trading templates. We're also going to include all of the training. Not only do we include masterclass modules 1 and 2, where we break down all of the indicators the system leverages, all of the conditions, all of the rules in order for an entry to be executed. But in module number 2, we also teach you how to optimize and build your own automated strategy. If you'd like to get under the hood, like some of our other members do, we provide you with all the information to do it. We trade the system live every morning on YouTube. If you're not subscribed to our YouTube channel, do yourself a favor. Go to YouTube, pull up Right Line Trading, subscribe to our channel. You'll get notified every time we go live, every morning at 9:30, and you'll be able to trade along with us. So the special price that we're going to offer today, and my associate Brock is going to put the link in the chat box along with the coupon codes. You want to make sure to use the coupon code. I believe, yeah, use the coupon code at checkout. But what we're going to do is we're going to include, I like to refer to it as the full Monty. It's going to include everything. It's going to include the discretionary system. What I mean by that is I mean the chart templates. We're going to give you the ATM strategies, the chart templates. If you like to execute trades on your own and you see these beautiful signals for entry and you want to pull the trigger, you're going to have all of the indicators at your disposal on a workspace built on chart templates. That's the discretionary component. You're also going to receive all of the automated strategy templates. No more, trying to decide Which one, is it going to be a ranging market or a trending market? This is going to self-optimize. All you'll need to do is enable the templates, and they're going to trade at the most ideal times of the day, and they're going to have the stop and profit targets based on the market conditions. So those are all the automated strategy templates are included. All of the prop trading templates I mentioned already, YouTube and Discord. Man, do we have a great Discord? I'm going to show that to you in just a second. So we're going to go ahead and do the 50% off. What we're doing is we're discounting the monthly subscription. We have 3 sizes. We have the monthly, the annual, and the lifetime. The monthly subscription is normally $7.99. However, if you use coupon code SAVE $200, you're going to be able to get in for $5.99 per month. For the annual subscription, it's normally $34.99. With coupon code SAVE $1000, it's going to bring it down to $24.99 per year. So if you break that down, divide by 12, you're looking at about $200 a month. For $200 a month, man, you're going to have an edge over every other retail trader, and have the full Monty and trade with us on YouTube every morning. $24.99 for the entire year. Now, if you're somebody that just doesn't like recurring payments or subscriptions, and if you have the means, the best value is going to be the lifetime access. Lifetime access is coupon code LIFETIME, 50% off this weekend only. Use coupon code LIFETIME. It's not case sensitive. Normally it's $7,000. If you come aboard this weekend, it's $64.99. So I just wanted to close the presentation by showing our Discord chat. And, I really like to show the daily results because, listen, we're talking about a lot of money. $5.99 a month, $34.99 lifetime. It's a significant amount of money. And I think I love to show the daily results because I think it gives you an idea of the performance of the value of the system. Here's Simon. Simon posted this in on his PA accounts from October 1st to the 24th, was able to make $17,000. $17,000 trading this system on his PA accounts. Those are the performance accounts. Those are the ones you can make withdrawals out of. Okay, so here you have Simon trading his funded accounts in the month of October and has really brought home the bacon with $17,000 in profits. And listen, this is a system that on a daily basis has strategies that, several strategies that are making, incredible money. Here's Dan Tomaselli on the 21st trading all of them. He made $20,000. Now, to do something like that, you'd have to have a really large account. Dan made 20 grand on the 21st of October. So that gives you an idea. Now, in our Discord, we have just a fantastic community of traders that all help one another out. We have our training videos channel where we have great tutorials on the system. We have our prop trading channel where we have a lot of prop traders that all talk about the different prop companies. Improvement ideas. We get some of our best ideas from our members. And one of my favorite channels is the strategy collaboration. When we have members, and there's power in numbers. If you've got 15 or 20 or 30 people all trying different variations, different conditions in those strategy parameters, different data series, different trade management parameters, somebody's going to come up with something that's going to work good. And being part of that community, to be able to share that information, you really get very valuable strategies from our members, from our community of traders. It's kind of like, it makes me think of, I mentioned that David is the leader in the Reddit community of traders at 20,000 traders deep. And you saw what they were doing, with those meme stocks. They were all teaming up and collaborating and, milking the market out of some money. So, there's power in numbers. And being part of that Discord community, there's certainly a lot of value. Simon is one of our more consistent traders. He's from the UK, God bless him. And he's across the pond. And he always is willing to lend a helping hand to our new members. So really a great guy. But he's not alone. He's not the only one. We've got Limit Up, who posts results very often in our Discord chat. Suzanne, Stephen Aldridge, Steve C., Robert. There's, just a ton of people that are doing extremely well trading this AI auto trader. My favorite testimonial is from Gary Sparks. I love Gary Sparks, and I don't know him like, I'm just from our professional relationship. It's not a personal relationship really, but he's a great guy, and I like him because he's very humble. He's very quiet, and if he says something, you could believe it to be true. And this is a chat that was in YouTube, and there was Michael Edwards was thinking about purchasing the system, and he had some questions, and he was asking Gary, how he was doing trading the AI and what he thought about it. And if you look at his last exchange with Michael, he says, I'll mention the others as a service and warning to stay away from. And he names some of our competitors. And he says that he does run this other competitor's system on a different system, but RLT kills it. So from one of our members who had purchased from almost every single one of our competitors, in his experience trading it on his live accounts, he tells this guy that, hey, RLT is the best. So I put a lot of weight in what he says, and I know it to be true. So let me just see if there's any other questions. I did go over my time, but I am going to answer your question, Eric. Eric asks about the cost for data. That's a good question, Eric. There's two answers to that. If you decide to sign up with a prop firm, your data feed and your Ninja license key is included. Ninja is a free platform. However, if you're somebody that's going to trade a live account and you're going to be trading for several, you're going to be trading the system for, several years, it's a good idea to get their lifetime license. Every year around Christmas time or Thanksgiving, they do a really nice deal, and it's reduced commissions if you do that. But to answer your question, Eric, the data, if you're trading a live account, you would need the CME Level 1 bundle, and it's $12 per month. And for $12 a month, that will provide you with all of the data that you need to run this system. If you sign up with a prop firm, it comes included with your registration. Does that answer your question? Do run NinjaTrader on servers? That's a good question, Dean. That's important. That's an important question. Some of us live in remote areas that we don't have a good internet connection. And some of us just have a computer that it may be a dinosaur. Maybe it just doesn't have the specs. It doesn't have the bandwidth to run this optimally. If you fall into that category, we have a solution. We've done our due diligence. And when you sign up, our IT pro, Charles, is going to share with you what he's learned in his, and let me tell you, this guy, when he does his research on something, it's thorough. He dots the I's and crosses the T's. He probably looked at 50 different companies and did an evaluation, and he has a few that he recommends, and they're about $50 a month where you can run it on a server. Myself, to answer the personal question, I live in an area that I have a good internet connection and I have a pretty strong gaming laptop computer. So I don't use a server. The company though likes to run 10 or 15 instances. And to do that successfully, we have several servers that we run a variation of different templates, different tweaks to each one of our templates. We like to run different variations on a live market. So we have about 10 or 15 different servers that we run different variations of these templates. We always want to provide our members with fresh, profitable inputs. In fact, every Friday, we send into our Discord chat not only the one-day passes that are doing the best, but the 5 top strategies for the week and changes. If we found in our testing that, hey, to run it on instead of a 15 range, move it to a 30 range right now. Every week we'll do recommendations for optimizations as well. So I think that's all of the questions. And I just want to end by saying this. If you're anything like me, okay, and your trading experience, your trading journey has been filled with potholes and speed bumps and blown accounts, man, I tell you, I've had days that, I thought I had finally turned the corner and and I would start getting consistent results. After blowing out dozens of accounts, I just would go to bed, just talking to myself. It was just so frustrating because I would have moments of glory that I thought I had finally, turned the corner, only to be disappointed again. And we all know the very definition of insanity. It's to do the same thing again and again and again and expect different results. Well, that's where it had come to in my trading journey, where I had to. It was time to try something new and stop the bleeding. And let me tell you, personally, the AI auto has been just a complete game changer in my trading career. And I truly, honestly believe that it can be for you as well. So if you have the means and the time to get started, this weekend is a great time to do it. So I want to wish everybody a blessed weekend. I want to thank you very much for taking the time out of your day and listening. Thank you, Kurt. That's really kind of you. Thank you. God bless, my friend. So have a great weekend, everybody. I hope you're able to spend quality time, really, with the people that you care about the most. Life is so short. God bless you. Have a great weekend. So long, everybody. Oh, you know what? I forgot to say one last thing. I do see there's a couple of questions that I missed. If you have a question that I didn't get to, or you just wanted to talk to me personally, please put your name and your phone number in the chat box. Only I can see it. And I'm really not a telemarketer, but I will give you a call as a courtesy, and I'll do my best to answer your questions. So please type your name and your number in the chat box if you'd like for me to give you a call. I'm probably going to grab a bite to eat right now, but I'll give you a call before the day is out, within the hour. Okay, thank you, Eric. I really appreciate that. All right. Have a great weekend, everybody. Thanks again for your time.